Hey guys, welcome back. This is the 2022 Grunt, the ChangLi, and it is the newest model. Come check it out.
On the run from a given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride. That's where I never thought it would matter. If I'm gone by now, all my weakness keep on linger on.
I'm going to walk through the outside. We're going to go through the inside. I'll just keep it to the changes. If you're familiar with these ChangLis and the Grunts, you know what they are and how kind of interesting and fun and cool they are. So I'm just going to talk about the changes between this model to the last model to the original model. That original model was the clown model. That was the one that was the big, tall, red one. It had the words fashion on the side. And I love that one. Still has a place in my heart. This one, though, if you're looking at getting a 2022 or ChangLi or anything like that, this 2022 model is the one to get. It is substantially better. It's a lot more sophisticated. It's better quality, better put together, and just looks freaking dynamite. I love it. So walking through on the outside, the first thing that we had some of our feedback to the factory on was the roof rack. The roof rack on the very first one, ones that said fashion on the side, super janky. You shake it and it just moved around a lot, it was squeaked, it was just horrible. When you've got a roof rack, you want to feel like it is connected to the car. I love that, man. These cars are so fun, so awesome, but the roof rack on this is a lot more stable, even more stable than the second generation model. This is the third generation model, and it is by far the best. You've got new metal stamping and new lines that go into the side of the whole car. It's subtle compared to V2 or version 2, but it looks good and it makes the whole car kind of seem, like I said, a little bit more sophisticated. You've got new grille, new headlights up front. Moving over here, you've got same kind of similar spotlights that go here. Screw it down to kind of put it in place and tighten it based on the direction that you want. And then moving on the back side here, I think it just looks a lot cleaner, a lot nicer. You've got this kind of new plastic piece that they put in the top here, connects the new tail lights design better, and I think it just makes it look like a pretty awesome mini car. It almost has this like weird mix between a car and a golf cart. That's why we freaking love these things. Come on, let me show you the inside. Guys, the biggest change to the 2022 Grunt, or the ChangLi, is the positioning of the steering wheel and a new instrument panel cluster up here. This is how a car should feel. It is spot on. The very first model, you sat right here in the middle and drove it like here. Made it kind of awkward because you didn't know if you could fit somebody here to the right, somebody here to the left. It just was a little bit more challenging. We talked to the factory, and this V3 model is awesome. You're not sitting in the middle. You are moved over to the left-hand side like you would be in an American car. So this is much more for the US market than any ChangLi in history that's been made or designed. It is built specific for people like us here in the United States, left-hand driver cars that like to be able to feel like they can have a passenger here on this side, kids in the back, or adults in the back. You can actually fit some adults in the back. And come on here, I'll show you the new cluster. So you've got your instrument panel here that has all your information for battery life, battery usage, your kilometers per hour. And then flipping it on, and I'm going to throw it in reverse, you're going to hear a beep. There's your backup camera right here on this side. has lines and everything else like that, parking lines for like you would normally have it. The stereo, instead of being down here below, is sitting right here in the middle. Throwing it on makes it pretty easy. You can AM, FM radio. It's got USB, and it makes it pretty simple. You've got speakers up top. Other than some of those fundamental changes to where you're sitting, they left a lot of the spacing on the inside relatively the same between version 2 and version 3. I would say some of the biggest improvements on this one is not just positioning of where you're sitting, but the airflow on the heater, substantially better. So flipping it on, and you can hear it, that heater box is much more powerful, blowing some of that hot air up to do a defrost on the front. So if you live in cold winter climates, this version or model is by far and away the best one that we've seen. You've got a totally new joystick or gear stick here. I call it a joystick because it's kind of got that little joystick feel to it. But in the old versions, you had it here on the left-hand side, and it was sloppy and kind of loose. If you pulled it too hard, it would kind of jiggle a little bit. This, they've really nailed it in the design to make it feel like it is part of the car and a quality part. I think that's the running theme through all of this, is they've taken feedback from V1 or V2 and have just improved the quality in the areas that I think were really apparent that needed some extra help. It feels a lot more solid, a lot more put together. Again, if you're planning on getting a ChangLi, or if you're watching the videos because you like them, this is the ChangLi to get. This model is awesome, put together, and I think it's one of the best ones. It is the best one that they've come out with. We also really dig this new color on the outside. I think this is a really cool champagne gold color. It takes it from a clown car, and guys, look, it's still goofy, but it takes it from a clown car, which is that first version of the fashion stickers on the side, to something that is, you can't help but to take it a little bit more seriously. And I think that's awesome. They are reiterating on their designs over and over and over again. And like I said, I think this is the best one that we've seen so far. Check out the website, electricimportmotors.com, for more information about specs, top speed, battery life, size of the motor, etc. And you can put a deposit down, $250. We're bringing them in. We're doing the duties, customs, taxes. We'll do an inspection on it and ship it straight to your door and make it super easy for you. This model, though, is killer, and encourage you guys to check it out in person if you can. If you like some of this content, and chances are if you're watching this, you like these ChangLis, and if you want to see some more of the content flow out as we get new models in, and guys, we're getting new models in consistently, and they're making changes pretty quickly. Like and subscribe. It would really help us out. Put a comment down below. Tell us what you like, what you didn't like. We want to tailor make this to our audience here. Thanks so much for watching.